Hello everybody, Ortimus here with a new series where I review my VODs of challenging pulls and bosses in Mythic Plus this season. Let me know what you think and what you'd like me to review next in the comment section. Today we'll be going over the double spider tank pull in Mechagon Workshop, which is probably the highest HPS pull of the season. Here's an explanation of my UI. These center bars here track my renewing and mischarges and my active buffs. These dots in the center track my teachings of the monastery and my Chi charges. The squares of my party frames track HOTS and amps. And finally, you can see my action tracker on the bottom right down here. Let's get into the pull. First, we're going to review my recent plus 18, where I'm running Jade Bond and Showhouse lessons, which I highly recommend for this dungeon, specifically for this pull. That said, they are not mandatory, and I will later review a run with Gift of the Celestials, 1 minute GG, and another run where I don't have GG up at all. Coming out of Machinist's Garden, your goal is to have GG off cooldown, at least one charge of Thunder Focus Tea, and as many stacks of Showhouse lessons as possible. Ideally, you also have Life Cocoon, Revival, and both your defensives up. This should not be a problem since there is very little healing to do on this boss. You do not need any Jade Empowerment stacks since you will get them during GG. Entering the pull, my setup consists of getting my Showhouse buff, spending my Renewing Mischarges, placing my Jade Fire Stomp, and getting 4 stacks of Teachings of the Monastery. You can do these in any order. Once set up, use Chi after 1 instance of damage goes out. Using Chi while your group is in topped is a good habit, especially with Jade Bond, because it allows you to heal your group while they are unhealthy, but also have an absorb shield on them. At this point, I've already made a minor mistake, which is placing my Jade Fire Stomp a little too far back. I will be watching my Stomp buff, and I will make sure to roll back into the Stomp to refresh the buff. If you've made it this far, congratulations, you are now God for 25 seconds. The Chi Cocoons burst, blanketing your group in enveloping mists, which gives you 30% healing amp on your whole group. Simply perform the standard Chi rotation, consuming every instant enveloping mist. Check out my guide in the description for more details on what to cast during Chi. Early in this rotation, I consumed my Thunder Focus Tea to avoid overcapping. I recommend using it on Rising Sun Kick or Enveloping Mists. It doesn't matter too much which one. Note that during Chi, our team is using no defensives other than Feint and Spell Reflects, no health pots, no group CDs. Once Chi is done, we are mainly playing around our Jade Empowered Lightning, Life Cocoon, and our defensives, with Revival as a backup. I don't have enough lightnings for every set, so I spread them out. Immediately after Chi, I use Fort Brew, as it will last until almost the end of the pull, and I use my first lightning to top the group. The next hit, I cocoon my squishiest party member, the Hunter, after the damage goes out. Again, using Cocoon on a heavily injured party member gives it a lot of HPS value. Since I have Fort Brew and my rogue has big defensives and still has Cloak, the only member I need to worry about is now my warrior. I can easily keep the group healthy through Ancient Teachings and Vivify. When my rogue's evasion expires, I use my second lightning charge. My Fort Brew expires, so I use Diffuse, my final lightning charge to top the group, and the first spider tank dies. If we had taken a few more ticks, I would have used Revival and finally health pots. I'll show you a couple more runs quickly. In this one, I play Gift of the Celestials, 1 minute GG, because I forgot to switch to Jade Bond. As before, to set up, I use my Ruining Mischarges, my Showhouse lessons, my Jade Fire Stomp, and I get stacks of teachings. Then I send my Chi. The Chi window is itself weaker due to smaller shields and no free enveloping mists, and I also have lower mastery this run. When Chi ends, I used Lightning to top us, followed by a Life Cocoon on my Hunter and Fort Brew for myself. I use TFT on Enveloping Mist, which is the best way to use it for a burst of healing, and then another Lightning. I use Diffuse as my Fort Brew expires, keep up Chi Harmony on my lowest targets, and consume my Zen Pulses.
I think we have to play these on boss.
I'm down, dude.
At least one.
Wait, is it possible though?
Yeah, we hunter pulls them.
Oh. Let's watch one more, this time without Chi at all in a 17 with Pugs. My DK is at 1 HP on pull, so I Life Cocoon him right away so we can pull. I am in comms with this group, so I communicate my lack of Chi to them, which encourages them to pop big personals on pull. After my setup, I immediately go into TFT Rising Sun Kick to get some healing apps out, followed up with Lightning. Then I use Chayloons a little later than usual as a heal. I use a second charge of TFT with Enveloping Mist this time, weave in some Fist Waving spells, a Fort Brew between ticks, and another Lightning to top us. When I run out of lightning charges, I use Diffuse Magic and request a Zephyr and an AMZ, and a Rallying Cry for fun. I definitely received a lot of help this pull from my group and it died very quickly, but I still did put out a respectable 4.5 billion HPS without any major cooldowns. Did they even do damage? What the
We
heck?
only got
3 party-wide cooldowns.
I mean, I'm doing 4 million HPS without my Chi-Ji. That's kind of
Easy.
funny. That'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the instructional content. I'm sure you're ready to destroy the spider tanks and the live key, so get in there. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more of this content, and once again, let me know in the comments what you'd like me to review next. See you next time.